Everybody, we are back live at Chris Harris's 14-inch co-ed mush ball overnight tournament from GoPro Dome out in Shorewood. So we're going to be kicking off the Winners Bracket Championship game. The winner here will be in the championship game at 4 p.m. or thereabouts, and we'll be back for that. This will also be a 5-inning 3-2 game. The 7-inning games won't start until the championship and the IF game. So Bad Attitude won the flip. They'll be the home team, and Enemy will be the visitor. These two teams did play the last overnight tournament in Aurora for the championship. So it's could be a preview. So far they've been the best teams here this evening and early morning, I should say. Think I got my chat figured out. I should be able to see the comments now. If anybody's on Facebook, drop one in there. And hopefully we are on Facebook. So you never know. So leading off for Enemy is going to be Cornelius Jackson. He'll be followed by Wes Shannon, Jenna Perriman. First three scheduled hitters. And both of these teams have played very solid defensively, and they've hit enough. So getting ready to go here. See if I can't lighten the picture up just a hair. So little Dave Bradford on the hill here for Bad Attitude. Not quite sure what the delay is, as we got an umpire, everybody's in the field. And here we go. So Korn going to lead off here. Again, 3-2, little ground ball up the middle. And Jack Harrigan, or excuse me, that's Eddie Gil Ramos playing short center. He came up, threw a bullet, handcuffed the first baseman. She had a little problem with it. Nicole couldn't hold on to it. Brings up Wes Shannon, and wouldn't be surprised if Wes doesn't try to go yard. And he hits a towering fly ball, but it's foul, and it got stuck up in the netting up there. So Johnny McIlvain going to try to shake the ball loose. And it seems like it's wedged in there because you got a net and a guide wire. And now he's throwing the mid up there way short. And you can see, well, you probably can't see, but the net is being held up by a guard wire. And now somebody from the inside knocked it out. That's going to bring up Jenna Perriman. So, and there's a strike, so she's out. And of course, 3-2 count. Wes's ball was fouled, so he was out. And now here's Al Rice. Again, still playing 5 innings and 3-2 counts. Runners off, and Al drills it into the alley in right center. Bounces off the sign. Korn scores easily. And 2-out stand-up double by Al Rice puts the first run of this Winter Bracket Championship on the board. So here comes Kenny App. Both of these teams got a lot of good offensive players. They're both capable of scoring runs. And bad attitude and enemy as far as co-ed goes. They're starting to build a pretty good rivalry. There's a ground ball to second. Snaps off a bullet throw in time. Nicely done by the second baseman. But in the inning, 1 run, and they take the lead. So if anybody's watching out there, let me know if it's up and working on Facebook and drop a comment in there. I want to make sure that I can read them. I did a 2-hour continuous stream of 4 games in a row. So if you look down our page, the post right before this, you might think it's 1 game. It's 4 separate games. So we showed every team in the tournament, took a little break, and here we are at the Winter Bracket Championship. There were 8 teams in the event, double elimination. Now they only got 1 diamond here, so that kind of dictates the 3-2 and the 5-inning rule. So Roberto Villalobos Jr., Johnny McIlvain, and then Stephanie Cousineau, scheduled hitters here for bad attitude. And there's a line drive right at Hannah Perriman. She handled it easily for out number 1. And of course, her sister Jenna playing third base. And both of them terrific defensively. So here's Johnny McIlvain. And Johnny strokes it out toward West Shannon and right, and he takes care of that for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here. Brings up Stephanie Cousineau, Jack Harrigan on deck. And Stephanie walks. And that'll bring up Jack Harrigan. So little 2 outs here, an opportunity. And Jack rifles a hit into left field. Little bobble. Stephanie was flying. Now they're going to throw down to second. Safe underneath the tag. And we'll take a quick look at that play on replay. As Harrigan just hit a bullet. Stephanie running with 2 outs. And it's hard to see his feet, but I think he may have just got underneath that tag. So brings up Brian Kearns. And Kearns a little roller to Al Rice. And they get out of the inning with no damage. So we're going to head to the second, still 1-0. Enemy. Scheduled hitters will be Angela Zedek, Alex Cotto, and Hannah Perriman. And again, due to the short span of the game, it's only 5 innings. You don't want to drift for an inning or 2 and think that you have more time than you have. And if you're enemy, you don't want to sit on that. And there's a little slow roller. This can be a tough play. Can't make it. She pulled the first baseman off the bag. And, of course, Angela, very fleet of foot, is flying. And she was saying about how she was having a tough day. We'll see if that gets her going. It was about a little 12-foot roller in front of the plate. Here's Alex, and he hits a little hopper. Harrigan took a look. Angela was moving on the swing there. And like we said, Angela can flat out run. Jack just gave her a cursory look and then threw a clock across. So here's Hannah Perriman. And she tries to go big, but Junior Villalobos with the catch. A little 360 throw right on the money to the cutoff man, holds Angela at second base. That's going to bring up Jazz Golden with Nora McDonald on base.
Take off on the pitch, Ed. Take off on the pitch. Ed, off on the pitch.
And Angela takes off 3-2, and Jazz a little roller. Johnny McIlvain tried to throw home way high, and that's going to let Jazz scoot into second. 2-0. Enemy.
Off on the pitch, Chad. 2 outs. Off on the pitch.
And McIlvain should have. That was not a. And there's a swing by Michelle Rodriguez, and Junior Villalobos comes in and puts it away. So that was, they caught a break there, but that was not a good idea by McIlvain to try to throw home there. Angela Zita can run, and she was off on the pitch with 2 outs. And, sorry, but Jenna Perriman just rifled the ball. And JP, who's coaching first over here, the ball was about 2 feet behind him, hit the fence, and JP didn't even shrug. So it's going to be Ashley Lentine, Little Dave Bradford, and Hooch here in the bottom of the second. And there's a foul ball, so Ashley will be out.
How you doing? Yeah, I'm back.
And Little Dave just slaps it in front of Angela out in center field for a 1-out base hit. Of course, Dave has got that overhand tomahawk type swing in his arsenal. So Kenny tried to throw him upstairs there, and he, no problem. And here's Hooch. And Hooch a little inside out, and the ball lands now. Crazy spin, safe at first. We'll show the quick replay on it. Everybody got fooled. Ball had crazy spin on it. Can see here it was in the middle of no man's land. Little Dave was dancing around, and so if anybody's out there watching, please feel free to drop a comment. Brings up Nicole, the first baseman. 2 runners on now. And she hits the ball, but Jazz is right there. That brings up Eddie Gil Ramos. 2 outs now, 3-2 count. They'll be running on the release. And Eddie Gill goes up the middle. Tie game. Bradford will score. Zita comes up throwing. Kearns diving back into third. 2-1 ball game. First run for Bad Attitude. 2 outs now. Runners on the corners. Brings up Maddie. And she hits a little spinner. And can't make the play. We're all tied at 2. Kenny App had time. he didn't really throw the ball firmly. He just kind of flipped it, and it kind of bounced and skipped in, and Hannah, very sure-handed first baseman, just couldn't secure it. Runners on the corners now for Villalobos. He delivers a hit, and bad attitude. They throw behind, and they call her out. So here you see the good base hit, scored the third run. Runner just got hung up. Hard throw back, and they just nip her. But bad attitude plates 3 runs, and they take the lead as we head to the top of the third. Top of the lineup here for Enemy with Cornelius Jackson. So again, it looked like they were going to be out of the inning with a 2-1 lead. A little miscue on a soft little roller back toward the mound led to 2 unearned runs. And bad attitude with the lead here. And Korn, a little roller, second baseman, slight bobble. And Korn was flying down the line there.
Ty goes to the runner, right? Ty goes to the runner.
Let's see on the replay, close play, but Korn clearly beat it. Brings up Wes Shannon. And Wes hits a bomb into the gap, hard off the sign. We're tied at 3. So Wes Shannon hit an absolute missile into right center, hit off of one of those banners they got out there. Just didn't elevate it. Could have been a home run, but we're tied at 3. 3-3 in the third. As we got ourselves a little symmetry. And there's a swing and a miss there by Jenna Perriman, brings up Al Rice. 1 out now, Kenny App on deck. And Al goes big, but it hits the roof. Wes Shannon going to try to score, throw to the plate way late. And that allows Al Rice to chug into second. So Enemy coming right back here after bad attitude, hit him with the 3. In the bottom of the second, they've answered so far with 2 and counting. Still only 1 out here. And that's off the roof. Harrigan just couldn't make the adjustment. And it brings up Angela Zedek. Still 1 out here. And Angela swings and hits a rocket. Al's going to stop. Bases are loaded. And that was a pretty swing. We kind of made the comment to see whether or not that little roller was going to get her going. And that was a nice swing. Harrigan. And they still got it. Kenny App hung up, safe underneath. So they get the fielder's choice. Chris, did you guys score a run on that play? 4-3? And there's a swing, so thought I might have missed one. So Hannah Perriman flies out, but they score 2, 4-3. So we head to the bottom of the third.
I can kind of hear it. I can kind of hear him streaming.
So again, I don't know what's going on. I assume this is going out to Facebook, as that issue seemed to be cleared up, but not seeing any comments in the chat box. So if anybody's on any of our streaming platforms, please drop a comment in there. As I'm trying to figure out why I've lost the ability to see my comments. So, oh, there we go. Nice, nice. Okay, it is working. So here's Johnny McIlvaine leading off, and he hits it into the gap, and it splits him. And Angela Zedek fell down chasing it. Johnny McIlvaine, big turn, but it'll go back. Lead off. Triple for Johnny McIlvaine. Alex is out here. He is playing. So here's Stephanie Cousineau and Kenny App, a nifty one-handed grab. Brings up Jack Harrigan. Bad attitude. Had a very brief 1-run lead at the end of 2. And there's a ground ball up the middle. Al Rice looks. Harrigan. That'll be the second out of the inning, and now the pressure on Brian Kearns to try to clean it up and to be able to pick up that leadoff triple. And Kearns punched it the other way. Jazz is there. They strand the leadoff triple, and in a game like this, you really don't want to leave money on the table, and that's exactly what they did there. And we head to the top of the fourth, 4-3, enemy. So it's not often you get a leadoff triple and you don't score them. So leading off is going to be Jazz Golden. Then we'll see if it's going to be Nora McDonald or Michelle Rodriguez. And Jazz hammers it down the line. Fair ball. And Jazz stumbled a little bit, so he'll stop at second. Jazz extremely fast, but he stumbled rounding first. And so he elected just to stop, so it is Nora McDonald. Last at bat in this slot, it was Michelle Rodriguez. And Nora flares it to center. Johnny McIlvaine, throw to third, was in the dirt. Hooch couldn't catch it. Jazz would have been out had it been caught clean, but McIlvaine bounced the throw. And now they got runners on the corner here. Nobody out and top of the lineup with Korn. And Korn a little roller to second. And they get the out at first. Does drive in a run, stretches the lead to 2. And it did move Nora McDonald over to second. 5-3 ball game right now. And they're looking for Wes Shannon, who's supposed to be up right now. And here he comes jogging in. One out now, runner on second. One run in. And he's just going to walk Wes Shannon. And I'm a little surprised Chris Harris isn't taking the female walk here. And she gets the walk anyway, so they're loaded up now for Al Rice. So if you're going to walk Wes intentionally, you can't follow it up with another walk, and now big trouble of brewing. And Al Rice scalds one way back, and McIlvain can't make the catch. One run is in. Wes is going to score. Perriman hustling into third. She'll make it on a booming double by Al Rice as he drives in two, 7-3. Still only one out here. Brings up Kenny App. And Al Rice hit that ball to the deepest part of the ballpark. And Kenny App comes through, another run scores. Taking the turn and heading home is Korn. 9-3.
Jump in there. Where are we going? I would like to go home, but we're going to win 4 more games.
It brings up Angela Zedek. And we got our change in pitcher here. It's Eddie Gil Ramos. Moves from short center to the mound. Junior Villalobos comes in from left and goes up the middle. And little Dave Bradford heading out to left. Angela Zedek, 2 for 2 in the game. A little 12-foot roller and then a bullet. And there she slaps it. Eddie Gil Ramos to Villalobos. Not in time, but they do get the fielder's choice. And it brings up Alex Cotto. And Angela running right away. And umpire calls him out. So we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Game getting a little short for Bad Attitude as they trail by 6.
I'll get it right this time. The little one, like the pink one? No.
So, Enemy's done a better job. At the last overnight tournament, they never really seemed to get their offense in high gear. Seemed like that night they were doing just enough to get by, and it caught up with them when they played Bad Attitude in the championship. But tonight they've done a better job of scoring runs and being more consistent in terms of their offense. So it's going to be Ashley Lentine, Dave Bradford, and Hooch trailing by 6. Bad Attitude does have the hammer, but they're going to need to get rolling here a little bit. And there's a line drive knocked down by Kenny App as he got his hands up. The ball popped up, came down, and stayed right there for him. Brings up Dave Bradford. And he'll take the walk. And Hooch swings and the ball scrapes the roof, but Korn stayed with it. Throws back, but not in time. So that's 2 outs, and it brings up Nicole. And there's a swing and a fly ball, and Jazz puts it away for the third out of the inning. And we're going to head to the top of the fifth. Enemy in control. So this game was originally scheduled to be and to start at 2. Started a little late, closer to 2:30. So we are running about a half an hour behind. Of course, my guess will be, depending on what happens here in this fifth, anywhere from 35 to maybe 45 minutes behind. And Eddie Gil Ramos, you're down 6. And I'm not quite sure what the trying to do there. It was just a flat fastball. It brings up Jazz. And Jazz just rifles it. And again, Jazz has shown you he's got that tomahawk swing. And we're seeing, and here's Michelle Rodriguez coming in, but I think at some point, if you're pitching against Jazz, you want to flatten out. You don't really want to keep feeding him upstairs because that's in his wheelhouse. And calling for the ball and making the play is the right fielder. And here comes Korn. Korn hits a ground ball. Second baseman, little bobble. Bases are loaded. That brings up Wes Shannon. Last time up, they intentionally walked him. They can't really do that in this situation. Well, they could, I guess. The bases are loaded. And Wes fouls out. And that's a huge out. Little Dave Bradford from left giving Wesley the business. And that's going to bring up Jenna Perriman. And she hits a little fly ball, and McIlvain puts it away. So they get out of it with no runs, do or die, bottom of the fifth. Bad attitude, trailing by 6. They need 7 to keep the game going. 7, and it's a walkout. If anything less, and Enemy will punch their ticket into the championship game. And again, there are 2 loser bracket games that are scheduled after this. Those are both going to be 5-inning games, so you figure it'll take a little bit more than an hour to complete. So depending on how fast potentially this inning goes and what Bad Attitude does, slight chance the championship game could start at maybe 4:10 or 4:15.
I did 2 hours of sleep. Woke up at 2 hours.
So it's Eddie Gil Ramos, Maddie, and there he's going to get on as he bangs it off the roof. So here comes Maddie Jost, second baseman. And then it'll be the top of the lineup. And Maddie hits a spinner, and that's in between, and Kenny App did a little spin there, and he threw it away, and he put his hands on his head. He can't believe he airmailed it. Manny just hit a little flare. You couldn't have thrown it out there if you would have lagged it, as the pitchers say. And now you got the first two hitters on, and here comes Junior Villalobos. And Junior rifles it, but right at Jazz. Jazz makes the catch. There's a tag. He'll go to third. That run doesn't mean anything. Al Rice thought about it, but then he just ate it. And it brings up Johnny McIlvain. And again, you're up by 6. If you're an enemy, you'll trade an out for a base or even a run at this point. And there's a walk, and the bases are loaded. Brings up Stephanie Cousineau with Jack Harrington on deck. And there, Kenny App walks a run in. 9-4. So now it's a 5-run game. Base hit here could put the tying run in the box. And Harrigan delivers. 1 run is in. McIlvain turns and burns. He's going to score. 9-6. Brings up Brian Kearns with Ashley Lentine. So the tying run is now in the box.
Thank you so much. This throbbing sensation.
Realistically, to be dangerous. Kearns touches one. And that ball gets into the alley. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Kearns flying to third. He'll stop. 9-8. Chris Harris calls time. Brian Kearns just unloaded, drove that into right center field. Only 1 out here. He's got Ashley Lentine up. And Dave Bradford on deck. Last time up, Ashley hit a line drive. If you're Brian Kearns, you got to be aware of a line drive here. And Ashley, a little roller, but it is going to tie the game up. As she put it on the carpet. 9-9. And the bases are now empty. And little Dave, who can scoot, if he hits something into a gap and it should roll to one of the outer walls, this might be a walk-off potential.
I'd be like, hey, if this flies up, I'd be like...
Let's see what little Dave is thinking here. And he hits it on the ground. It gets through corn. And the ball's going to roll down into the corner. West gets to it. Little Dave flying. He'll get to third. And it brings up Hooch. And let me tell you something. Anybody but Wes Shannon, who's quick as a cat. And that might have been a home run. A little surprised they're pitching to Hooch here.
Is that Alex's hair? Is that my hair?
But they're gonna get him though.
All right, you guys ready? Let's do it. Get it. There you go.
Well, I was off by a run. So I was off by a run, 9-8 final. Enemy hangs on. They get pushed to the brink. His bad attitude just started a little late. Now the good news is sometimes how you lose is just as important. I think if your bad attitude, if you work your way back and play enemy in the championship, maybe in an hour, you're gonna look at this game and say, "Hey, we just started too late." The little tricks you tell yourself. Okay, we'll be back for the first championship game. Enemy will be playing for the title tonight.